Today we had somewhat of a reality check. Power went out this morning when we were cooking breakfast, and it just now came back on. But just before it came back on, I was getting all this stuff together to make a video of how we were going to be sleeping the night, because without power, we don't have our heat, we don't have any way of cooking our food, getting water, any of that stuff. So I'm going to go through all that. I'm going to go ahead and cook food like the power was out anyways, and give you all an idea of how to potentially survive if the power did go out for an extended period of time. We're just using things we have around the house, and we'll be cooking dinner tonight. So we've been running this oil lamp most of the day, and then I've got my headlamp, and just for the sake of the camera, I'll turn it on. We don't usually run these unless we need to. Going to the restroom, something like that, we would use it. But the power did just come back on, so Jordan's going to go ahead and fix supper like we were going to. So I'm going to get a couple of these burgers. Like I said, I'm going to cook these, and Jordan's going to cook the others on the griddle. So first thing is safety. I'm running a couple of different stoves here, but for the one specifically, I want to have a metal pan to catch any sort of fuel that might spill, and then I'm going to be running that on top of a heat pad here, just so it doesn't burn my table at all. Alright, so this is an MSR stove. I'm going to go ahead and get it hooked up. They use these on high elevations where propane won't work, and in cold temperatures where the propane fuel actually won't boil. Alright, now being at home, I do have a lighter, something we have on hand. Alright, it's lit. This is a butane stove, so it's safe to run inside also. Alright, so I just need some water in the jet boil. Just enough to cover that up. So one thing I highly recommend if you're getting ready to have a power outage of some sort, or if you're expecting bad weather, is to fill up your bathtub with some water. Alright, there should be enough. Just need enough to submerge the rice. Alright, there's that. Turn this on. There we go. Alright, so I've just got some hamburgers in here, and we're gonna cook those up. Probably gonna cook up a few more here shortly. Just some moose burger and seasoning in a cast iron skillet, and some oil. It's all stuff we have laying around the house. But just having a way of cooking the food that you have is a big deal. It's one thing to have food stores in the freezer, but you gotta make sure you have a way of cooking it and being able to actually use it as well. So fun fact, when I was in Bible college, I actually cooked a lot of my food in the dorm room over a hot plate on a pan. So if you're watching this, Brother Tom, now you know. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, the rice is done. Yay. So we're gonna get this stuff on the plates and get ready to eat. So it's really simple, just burgers and rice. Definitely good to eat. And I like burgers and rice. We actually eat it quite a bit. It's a very cheap food, and especially if you're able to get game meat, it makes it even cheaper. So that'll work. So for sleeping the night, again, we don't have heat, so we're gonna layer up the bed. Blankets are great, but if you remember in the survival shelter video that's up here, we used a 2-person sleeping bag to insulate my regular sleeping bag and keep me warm. Well, we're taking that and we've divided it up again into 2 pieces, and we're going to use it as a big blanket. So we've got that going to be on our feet, and this half going to be further up on our heads, not like that. And so now we've got about 4 inches of insulation over all of us, and we'll stay plenty warm tonight, no problem. So it's just like I said, things we have around the house. Good things to have in the sleeping bag anyways. You never know when you might want to go camping. But we're gonna get this buttoned in and go to bed, and we'll see you guys in the morning. Hopefully we'll have power on. Well, it's morning now, and I'm gonna take the trash out real quick, do a look around and assess the storm damage. Wow, that tree went down. I called that one yesterday. Looks like I've got some tree branches under my Jeep. Let's see. A tree down over there. A little spruce. I'm surprised that did. Beetle kill there didn't go down. All right. Yeah, that smells good. Now it's night 2 of no power. Power did come on during the day, so that was nice at least. We were able to get batteries charged and things like that. The wind slacked off some today, but not a whole lot. It dropped down from 90-mile-an-hour gusts to 80, and sustained winds are about the same, maybe a little higher today. Hopefully power will come back on soon and we won't have any issues with heat tonight. Last night wasn't awful. It was a little chilly, but you saw we had the sleeping bags and everything, so we stayed plenty warm. So tonight I'm just gonna make some oatmeal. Nothing fancy tonight. All right, just gotta wait for that to boil. All right, just taking some oats, throwing in there. I'm gonna transfer the water over. So as far as the temperature it got last night in the house, we were down into like the low 50s in the living area. We had all the doors closed, so like the bathroom and the kitchen area got down to in the low 40s. So it wasn't like unsafe cold or anything, and we're fine. It was just more so the comfort, you know. We just wore a hoodie in the house and we were all right. And the baby stayed plenty warm. We kept him layered up and bundled up. So really there wasn't any sort of danger. If it did get too cold, we've got some friends that we could go stay with that have a wood stove, and it wouldn't be an issue. It's been offered already, but there's just not really any reason to take everything and go move over there, because sure as the world, as soon as we do, the power will come back on. So I'm not too worried about that. Lord willing, once we get our own place, we'll be able to get a generator and a wood stove ourselves, but we're kind of limited on what we're able to do here in the apartment. So we just kind of suck it up and deal with it. But yeah, we would have a generator. We'd be able to run lights and have everything and have water. Making sure that you have water storage or fill up the bathtub whenever power might go out or you got a bad storm coming is always a good option. So there's some things to think about that you can do on a budget in an apartment. The stove, it's like $100. You can get them on sale, sometimes even cheaper than that on Amazon and such. I'll leave a link down below in the description for that. The one thing that we don't have is a spare heater. We're gonna get one of those today. I got my buddy Bo picking that up, hopefully. Hopefully he'll come through on that better than he does showing up for riding motorcycles like in this video here. But we'll be able to get a heater and be able to run that in the house. It's something that's safe to run indoors. The main thing is, as well with heaters and stoves and stuff, is making sure that what you have is safe to actually run indoors. Thank you for your provision for us. Pray the power come back on soon. In Jesus' name, amen. That's good. What do you think, buddy? Is it good? Well, we got some news. My buddy Holton actually just came over and brought a generator for us. We're gonna go out and get that hooked up and get some heat going in the apartment, and hopefully get the heat going in the other 2 apartments also that are here, and help out the neighbors because they're in the same predicament we're in. With no power, it's difficult to run a heater. So we're gonna run out and get that going and get warming up in here. My dude, What's up?
What you doing, bro?
All right. Gonna have some heat now.
I've been firing this thing up for a while.
Oh, that's all good. Yep. Got a generator running here. We'll run the cord in here and get it hooked up to the heater and see if we can get it turned on real quick. Oh yeah, plenty of slack. Got it? Okay. Super. I hear it. Sweet. Awesome. All right. Although I did spill it here, but that's a seal. Well, it's supposed to be a seal. Well, the generator ended up not working. It ran for a little bit, and then it would act like it was like throbbing and wouldn't run steady, and then it would just die and flood. So I'm guessing it's got something going on with the carburetor. We let it sit for about a half hour and it cleared out, started again, and then did the same thing. So we're gonna just have to suck it up and deal with it for the night. I heard that there's somewhat of a major piece of equipment that has gone out somewhere down the grid, and it's gonna be a while before we actually get power back on. So I'm gonna quit going in and out and try and conserve what little heat we have left in here. We're just gonna button up and go to bed for tonight, I guess, and see what we come up with in the morning. Hopefully the power will come back on. I'm gonna go ahead and plug the heater back into the wall just in case it does, and then make sure the lights are off. We didn't do that last night, and then the power came back on, and then it's like, hey, lights are on everywhere. So I'm gonna go take care of all that stuff and update you if something happens. I'm sitting here at the red light. I've got the clutch and the Jeep pushed all the way in, and I pointed downhill, and the wind is blowing me backwards real slow. This is crazy. They ended up canceling work for us today since we're outside most of the time. So I picked up some water from work because there's no water at the house, and I'm about to get some food, and then we're gonna go and eat and get some water put in the house. So here's what I brought the water for, specifically for in the toilets. You can fill up the tank. Just don't pour it down the white pipe and you're good, but just fill it up to where you can kind of see the water line in the toilet tank. Just like that. And that's good for 1 to 2 flushes depending on how efficient your toilet is. Well, we have a light on. The heater's running. We got the fan going. And it's all plugged into our power strip here that goes into the extension cord that runs out of the house and out to the generator. So it's nice we have power at least. We can have some heat. We got one light on. We can charge our phones. So that's definitely a huge deal. Really grateful for Holton trying. But then the neighbor here was able to get a hold of a generator down in Anchorage and brought it out to us. He's got power up in his apartment and our apartment, and we're gonna try and get things figured out here and hopefully get some water pipes thawed out, and should be set from there. But yeah, it's been a long ways coming, but the Lord's good, and hopefully we'll have power back on soon. Well, thankfully the power has come back on, so we have lights in the house. Unfortunately, we have frozen pipes. So got the buddy heater here. We just picked that up today, and I'm gonna get it hooked up to the propane bottle and should get this over there in the area where the pipes are going, and hopefully it'll get the pipes thawed out and get some water to the other people in the apartment. Our apartment's actually good right now, but it's the other people that are upstairs and the other units that are having issues. So hopefully this will be able to help them out and people can have water again. Well, it's the next day. We got the pipes thawed out and water up to the neighbors' apartments. There was one faucet for the shower in one of the apartments that was broken, but the property manager was able to get that taken care of today. So good to go now. So the Lord's good, made it through it, and no issues. And we have a little better idea of what to prepare for next time, and we've got a little better equipment now at this point, so that's a plus. Now we just need to restock back the things that we used that we had stored up for such a time as this, and get ready to go for next time. So yeah, thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, and follow along for some more content, and let us know what you think and give us some ideas of what you would do in our situation. We're living in an apartment and how to do better. Well, if you enjoyed that, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to follow along for our next adventure. And And while you're at it, check out the other videos we have on our channel and explore Alaska with us. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a blessed day.